Day, June the 11th, 2024. Let the record reflect that the quorum of commissioners is present established and that this meeting was posted in accordance with Texas Government Code 551, better known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. At this time, could we please serve a blessing of the Almighty?
Yes, sir. Father, we thank you so much for everything that you're doing for us. Lord, we thank you for Hillsborough and Hill County, and we just pray for your presence here today. God, I pray you give our leaders wisdom. And we just thank you for everything that you're doing. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Give all that pledge to America from the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you all for being here this morning. Appreciate it, folks. I let everybody know, I want to announce that this meeting is being held both in person and online. So for those of you guys participating from home, good to see you this morning. Whoever's praying for rain can let up on it, okay? We're about done out at this point. So, Mr. Holcomb, what's going on in Hill County Precinct 1 today?
Well, we were scrambling, trying to sun's out, trying to catch up from all the rain, and we got blades out on the roads. We've had something happened on May 29th that I'm doing some investigation on. On 11:04 coming out of the cement plant.
Yes, sir.
The guardrail was wiped out, and nobody was any recording of it. Their camera was right outside their camera shop, but we're narrowing that down. We think we know how that happened and when it happened, and just found that out this morning. So, that reconstruction is going to be a major project. BNSF has been out and looked at the bridge, and the integrity of it is still solid.
Okay.
And they signed off over their railroad track. But the fall is precipitous from the bridge to the track. So it's going to take some kid gloves and some engineering to redo it, because the head wall on the right, the inside corner going into the plant is complicated. So we'll have to rebuild that and put a beefier guardrail until we think we know where that came.
Okay, well, it's good to know. All right. Mr. Crumpton, what's happening in Precinct 2?
Well, Yoder finished repairing the bridge on 1256 Thursday. And he moved out. He had other project to do here,
I
but
can imagine.
yeah, but he said he had to go and he left in a hurry. But we plan on opening the bridge back up tomorrow. We gave it time to cure and set up where not a heavy weight or anything go across it. And been still hauling rock, repairing roads, and still got more to go, and something to do every day.
Something to do every
Just
day.
bear with us, we'll get there.
Commissioner Hopkins, what's happening in Precinct 3 this morning?
Well, we're changing out some tin horns on 3950 north this morning.
Okay.
They were scheduled to be replaced later on this summer when we got some drier weather, but
Ain't got that kind of time on your hands.
well, the weather kind of sped that up a little bit, so that's one thing. And we got a brush cutter running, trees are growing like crazy.
Yeah.
And patching washout, so in between rains.
It'll get dry again. It always does. Mr. Lake, what's going on in Precinct 4 today?
We got graders and gravel trucks running today's. And feel like we're getting further behind every time it rains.
The faster I go, the behinder I get.
That's exactly.
Yeah, no, it seems like it. This weather's been terrible for us. So I've got Tom Hemrick at class this morning. He's beefing up on some knowledge. Philip, what you got in IT this week?
This week, we only got a couple of items on the agenda today, and once assuming those get approved, then I'll kick off a couple more projects in the IT department. Beyond that, we ordered another batch of computers to do another set of updates to the aging computers out in the field in the county. So
Okay, good deal, good deal. Chief, see you in the back. How are things in the sheriff's office?
I do fine. Got some meetings with the sheriff. Trying to make sure that the transition through to administrations. 3 meetings, 2 in person.
Okay.
Phone. We're gonna include that in the budget, just so to make sure that, the
Yeah.
things that they want to accomplish, we can try to.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that for sure. Anything from the district clerk's office? Crazy. It's a little crazy lately. Yes, I've noticed that. Anything from the county treasurer's office? Yeah, if you show up, I'm going to make you talk. It's all right. It's all right. Miss Willing, anything from you?
It's straightened out and back on course.
Yeah, you got your hands full, no doubt. So appreciate all you're doing to help out with that. And I did see the email you returned at 11:08 PM last night. So I saw that about midnight, but thank you. Zach, what do you got going on today at AgriLife?
Just trying to dry out a little bit, like you said, it's been wet, crops have had some issues because of that,
Yeah, sure. Right. Great time for a presentation.
While we're here, I'd like to introduce you all to a young lady that's gonna be here for 9 to 10 weeks with us, AgriLife, paid summer internship, Miss Cassie Mavis.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Cassie's a student at Ohio State. And has come all the way down to Texas to see the best part of Texas. And so we're certainly happy to have her here. So if y'all see her with Angie or I, she's learning what county agents do and getting her feet wet on that side of things.
What we see, what
Don't run her off.
Yeah.
we see around the way is right.
Yeah.
That's outside of my business.
Good deal. Thank you. Pleasure. Welcome aboard. All right. In which case, anything from county attorney's office today? Business as usual. On our end, we finalized the cell block project. That's done. Had a meeting 2 weeks ago on Thursday with the museum board. They're very happy. They're moving forward at this time with getting the brickwork done on the outside of it to seal it up. As I reported to you earlier, that we've stabilized the foundation. It's not going to move anymore. We just weren't able to lift it due to the nature of the construction and the age, but we feel very comfortable where we're at. So they're moving forward, but they're going to be paying for the redo of the bricks on the outside. So just giving you guys a heads up on that. We may wind up accepting that donation to a county building at a later date, just to clear the books and make sure we're in good shape. Otherwise, we still are having issues at AgriLife. That moves forward, and over at Covington, these rain had brought some things to light that we don't like. So there's a running conversation right now between ourselves, the engineers or the builder at risk, contractor at risk is the word I'm looking for, and the architects, and trying to get some of that resolved. I think they responded to an email you sent as well yesterday. So hopefully we'll have some fixes for some of that stuff. We've had the sideways rain. It's done a couple of really weird things. The building here, we had rain come in through the rock about a week and a half ago. So we're doing some sealing up. One of the things I will be bringing before the court is I've got to find somebody to redo these windows. We literally had rain come in between the wood and window panes. The historical commission says we have to have these antique windows and won't let us upgrade them. I'm drafting another letter at this time to request one more time that please let us put something newer, more modern in. We've got windows that look just like these at 5 feet. You can't tell the difference, but they're more efficient. They're low E-squared glass. That would cut down on the county's expenses, the cost. It would be a much more usable window, more serviceable window. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I'm going to try again and ask for that. If that doesn't work, I need to go out and try to find somebody that can fix these, putty and glaze them. It's going to be expensive, guys. So anyway, that's what we're working on either way. I'll keep you updated as that moves forward. Otherwise, we're going into budget time, just to let everybody know that. Yay, I see all the smiles on everybody's faces and how much fun budget is. But thank goodness Susan's with us. That's doing great. I got to give the treasurer credit. She took it upon herself to update the budget workbook that we all operate out of ahead of time. So very, very thankful for that, Ms. Parker. Appreciate it. So I guess at this time, that's about all I've got. We're going to move real quick into our open forum. If there's somebody here that's to talk about something that's either on the agenda or not, this is your opportunity to speak with us. If you would limit your comments to about 3 to 5 minutes in duration, as we respect you, please show respect to the court. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Norris, what can we do for you?
Just y'all brief update. I haven't been around in a while.
Well, it's show season, kind of keeps you busy, we hear.
It does, but I thought I would bring y'all a document that has all of our numbers and contacts and everything in it. Since this goes back to September 1, because that's the way our year runs for 4-H and all of our reports and things now. So In that time, I've done 194 educational sessions and reached, 7,000, a little over 7,000 people. 2,200 of those have been in schools this year, reaching anywhere from pre-K to fifth graders. So we've had a great success there this year. We currently have 189 members enrolled, which is down a little bit, but it kind of fluctuates from year to year, up and down. It's not down maybe 10 or 11 kids, so we're doing good there. Educational outreach with our communications and Facebook posts, newspaper flyers, things that go out. We've reached over almost 11,000 people with that. And then we've had 281 youth and adult volunteers help us out throughout the year with everything we've been doing. So I'm very thankful for volunteers. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. We have a great support system there. On the second page, it kind of gives you a rundown of the things that we have, kind of some of the things that we've had that have gone on in the county, upcoming events that we have. Right now, I have 12 4-H clubs. We currently have one Texas 4-H water ambassador. She will serve another year. And then we have a new Healthy Texas Youth Ambassador and a Texas Youth Livestock Ambassador. So those young ladies will all three represent Hill County 4-H, but also the state of Texas in sharing things about water education, healthy diets and healthy eating, and livestock, which promotes the entire livestock industry and educates people that don't really understand what agriculture and livestock are all about. So they kind of take it into a little more in depth across the state of Texas. So we have 3 great representatives there. We had the opportunity to have another rifle team go to the state contest this year. They placed 6th, and we also had the high overall individual. And then we had a 7th place Ag ID kiddo this year that placed at state as well. So we're really proud of those. I won't go through and read all this to y'all, but I'll just leave it with you. But we do have some great things coming up this summer. We have a partner with Lake Whitney Chamber of Commerce and the state park, and we do a Wild Wonders camp, and it's an outdoor education program that we do. We usually have anywhere from 30 to 50 kids there in the summertime. We have an ag tour that'll happen. Surge leadership camps coming up week after next. County camp the first weekend in July, and then we've got 2 work days coming up at the fairgrounds, where we're going to hopefully have enough help to paint some things, clean up a lot of things, take out, put back things that need to be upgraded out there. And then we also are planning a commercial steer workshop. So the rest of this is just fair results. We had our first commercial steer contest in the county this year, which I had the opportunity of putting on. So we had 6 kids, and we're hoping for more this year. But
I think that's fantastic. I always thought that was such a neat thing to do when I first heard about it, that the kids have to have the steers, keep the records, what the feed is, what the efficiencies are, everything about that animal, and then they're going to grade the carcass at the end of the day. And I thought, man, that's neat. That's more like commercial. No offense to the folks that raise steers for the shows, the club calves, but just.
But it brings in a whole nother aspect, you
Yes.
know, and the kids also have to learn public speaking, because they have to get up in front of the group and give a speech over something that is beef related, something that means a lot to them. So they have it teaches them a lot. They have to do the record keeping, they have to take a test, all kinds of different things. And I will tell you that for 3 of the steers that were here at this contest graded prime at the San Antonio contest.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
so we were very impressed with those kids.
Good deal. Well, thank you for that. It's just, I appreciate these updates. I get a lot of these, obviously, because the emails come straight to me. And I live with Miss Lewis, so she tells me a lot what's going on. But this is money that we invest in the youth of Hill County. And I want you guys to know that this is an investment that's well made. So
We appreciate y'all.
thank you much, Ms. Norris.
Thank
Appreciate it. Good deal. Anybody else for open forum this morning? Yes, sir. Go ahead. What you got?
My name's Larry Dyer, and I live at Lake Whitney Estates and everything, and I just got to talking to Jim here just a few days ago. I brought something, but you can't see anything, and it's $70 worth of worthless pictures that my street looks like and every other street looks like.
Okay.
And I've got, sorry, just, let's see here, I gotta find something here. If I can find them. Can't always find my photos.
Understood. The Kodak didn't come out like you wanted them. I'll be honest, I didn't know they still made those.
Photos.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, look at that real good right there. That is one road against two roads at an intersection like this.
Which road is it, sir?
I can't tell you because there's not a lot of street signs out there, but I can take you right to everything.
Okay.
These things are like this wide and this deep.
The ruts through it.
And there's a lot more that is worse than that right there. If you drive 20 miles an hour, you're gonna lose a front end. You're gonna damage your tires, struts, or something like that. The roads are coming out where, like this right here on the side, you got a gully right there about this wide and about that deep. Some of the crossing things, if you go up, if you hit them, your wheels will go down that deep. It will lose your front end. And the first time anything damages my van out there driving out, because the rest of the roads don't do that, there's going to be one large lawsuit filed against this county.
Okay.
Because that's wrong to do our roads like that. And I have found some of the roads out there got asphalt on them, which gravel on top of them. And I can take you out and show you that. Found too many roads. In another section, there's a road I go to a friend of mine house that at one time was all asphalt. You can see the asphalt, it's about that thick. And it's been a rundown because county's not taking care of these roads. I want to know what's going to take to get these roads fixed right.
Okay.
To where we can drive them and be safe. Because I can always go find an attorney. I don't want to.
I pay my attorney at the beginning of the year, sir, so that threat does not scare me in the least.
Well,
We have a duty to
I
maintain.
realize that.
Hold on. We have a duty to maintain the roads, no doubt about it. And I'm talking with the guy that's got the only guy with the authority to maintain your roads is that fella right there. If you're in precinct 1, obviously there's been some weather issues, but clearly those photographs show that we've got some maintenance issues we need to deal with. And that's something I think we need to take up.
And it would be nice if y'all would come out and just ride out there and see this stuff for yourself.
Yes, sir. We can do that.
Eyes are better than pictures,
We've
and especially tires going across.
been out there, we've been on all those roads, and we recognize the issue. We've had over 35 inches of rain, and the issues here, while they're important, they're not as drastic and severe as some of the other emergencies that we've had to address.
More shouts.
We have roads completely washed out. We have houses that are completely flooded out. I mean, 4 feet of water in their houses. So I appreciate your patience with us, and we are going to address those. It just takes time, it takes manpower, and it takes resources. And it's all about time.
I appreciate you bringing it to our attention, and you will not be ignored.
You know, a lot of roads that we put recycled asphalt on, are falling apart now. I put quite a bit of money into the oil, but it won't stay.
Yeah.
And we're having to come back and cover them back up with gravel just to smooth them up, because we don't have the funds to re-asphalt them. You're looking at probably nearly $3 a square foot to asphalt. But, you know.
Well, I seen on my phone one day, they've got this company that goes out and puts down material, which is nothing but old shingles, ground up, mixed up and everything, and laid down. And when it's laid down, it stays.
Yeah,
I'll tell you-
I looked at that a few years ago, and those shingles, the cars go by, you see these little things flickering. That's the asphalt and the stuff that's flickering,
Off
little bitty
shingles.
pieces. And so people don't want to breathe that because they don't
Asbestos.
breathe the asbestos in themselves. So.
I ain't never heard that. Okay.
Well, thanks for bringing it to attention, sir. Appreciate it. Anybody else for open forum
It's
this morning?
expensive.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Mr. Treywick was next, ma'am. I saw you back there, but we'll call in just a second. Mr. Treywick's next. Richard, we know and love you, but if you'll go ahead and identify yourself for the record for the nice people at home.
All right, I'm Richard Treywick.
Yes, sir.
Just retired. I'm just retired.
That's the best. That's the best gift.
There you go. Anyway, I'm an two things today. One, I was gonna get Martin, and give him this and ask for a stop sign.
Okay.
At that location. I didn't mean to bring that up in the whole meeting.
No.
Okay. But, on that, there's a lot of traffic coming there from the solar farm. And they don't recognize the people coming from 4251, and so there's some danger there. It's like you're playing chicken a lot of times, and so, and they're not gonna stop if you put up a stop sign, but they'll slow down enough to where they'll look to the right and make sure that, you know.
And then they will seal the stop sign. The one right over here, that didn't last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
got some bad neighbors.
I agree, but I also want to say that as far as I know, Martin Lake is doing a good job for the 4th precinct.
How much he pay you for say that? I curiosity. There's a reason he can be retired. I'm talking about that.
The chicken dinner.
Anyway, and the other thing is, there's actually two other things. Is we'll be gathering animals 2 by 2, so I need somebody to build a boat.
Yeah.
And but anyway, the other thing is I'm a licensed to carry instructor, okay, and so I do that okay, right, and so I wanted to ask for a public, or for us to produce some kind of public gun range. I have a private range at my ranch, okay, but I need a public gun range in Hill County. Everybody's asking me. We've got a lot of people that don't have a lot of experience in firearms. A lot of people just need some instruction. A lot of people want to get their license to carry. There is no place, unless you own the property yourself, in Hill County for you to sight in your rifle. Okay, if you want to go deer hunting or something like that. And so I would like to lobby for a public gun range in Hill County. Okay, so that's the main reason I came up here.
Richard, thank you very much.
All right, and I'm also on the airport advisory board, and so we're trying to expand it. So if somebody has 25 million bucks.
I'm short a couple there, but.
And we do take checks.
Yeah, good. In which case, you pay for the whole thing, yeah.
They'll go Twain's
Yeah.
$25 million check.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting on the foreign banks.
All right.
Anyway, so that's it. Thank you all very much, and I'll sit here and.
Thank you, Mr. Traywick.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. In the back, if you come up, identify yourself for the record and you're here for open forum. What can I do for you, ma'am?
Good morning. I respect everybody here. I've lived in Ellis County and Hill County for quite a while, over 20 years. I live in Abbott right now. I've lived there for 20 years. I lived in Hillsborough since 82. My family, we've been through a lot, and I'll cry. I apologize. I'm sorry I'm running late to get here. Back in 2020, well, anyway, I voted for President Trump in 2016 because in 2013, I'd been bedridden, and I'd seen a whole lot of things that I put a little mark beside a certain person's name. And so I was saying her or him. He's got business experience, etc. And I read a little bit in The Art of the Deal. And I was going, this man is smarter than me. Anyway, so in my kitchen, I said, I need to get involved. Here I am, just sitting here not doing anything. How much time do I have? Because I don't want. So anyway, in my kitchen, I said, I've got to get involved. What can I do? And I thought, well, I could work at the place where you vote. So I put my toe in, however you say it, I got involved. Mm-hmm. So I went for training, and I got the training, but I noticed that the machines, it said made in China. And I thought, why not have them made here in the US? And then I said, I need more training, and the early voting was going on. And I went in there and said, I'd like to just, get more training because I want to be really good at what I do on the voting day. And so they said, well, just sit behind us and you can observe. So I sat behind them and I observed. And so I'm going to say an hour that I sat there. It could have been longer, I'm not sure. But anyway, me sitting behind when these people would come in and give their information, and the people would do their, do what they had to do. And at least twice they said, well, you've already voted. And the look on these people's face was like, it was like you could see, they hadn't voted. They were puzzled and, just really baffled and puzzled. And they said, we're gonna have to give you a provisional ballot, I think is what they said. And so they'd hand them a ballot and they would say, and then put it in that box over there, not in this other, they showed them a different place to put their, I guess it's called provisional ballot. So anyway, then I worked on the voting day in Abbott, and we barely had a break. We had so many people coming in. And then afterwards I went to, I don't really have a TV that works at my house, so I went someplace for the results to watch it on TV. And while I was sitting there watching it, there was a big whiteboard behind the news broadcaster with their microphone, and Mr. Trump was in a red line going up, and Mr. Biden's was flat, a red line and a blue line. And
I want
And
to
then
let
all
you
of
know
us-
you've got about a minute left in the
Okay.
5 minutes. I just want to make sure I don't cut
And
you
then
off.
all of a sudden it flipped. And more than other people besides myself have seen that as well. And I thought, what's going on? And well, long story short, I started, just kind of tapping into stuff, I guess you could say, just really searching out what had happened and such. And I'm just asking that the voting machines be put aside. I know that they're doing it in counties in the United States. They're also doing it in countries. Taiwan has, France, and I believe Holland, and, just numerous countries in Europe have. And the hand count method is actually legal in Texas. I've got the name of it, but it's off. I can't recall it exactly right now. It has the number 65 in it, the number 6 and 5. And there is a very good method for hand counting. It's very inexpensive, and I can, if y'all want to know more about it, I can let you know. But they use a video camera, and anyway, it's good and it's legitimate and it's really good.
What is your name?
My name, Kim Holly.
All right, thank you, Ms. Holly. Appreciate it. All right, thank you for comments. Anybody else for open forum at this time?
Got one last question.
Yes, sir. What's that?
Y'all gonna make me, is the county gonna make any money off that, see, movie dealer doing in, Abbott, was building a complex?
What?
There's supposed to be building a complex out around Abbott somewhere
For movies?
for movies.
All right, first I've ever heard of that. We'll talk after court. I've literally never heard of that.
Seen it on my phone, it's $126 million deal. In Abbott.
Okay, that's news to us, but thank you for letting us know. Appreciate it. Nobody's approached county about that, but I'd like to know what that's about. So, all right, well, good deal. At this time, let's go move on to the consent agenda. We have the consent agenda today is the action on minutes, invoices, action on payroll, action on monthly report, revenue and disbursement, reserve report, elected officials training.
Second.
Well, we have a motion and a second to approve as presented, or any additions, deletions, corrections, or otherwise smart alecky comments. None? All right. Well, I mean, I kind of did. I know where it's going to come from. That's all I'm saying. All right, in which case I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. We're going to jump out of order today. The district clerk has a very long day, and she has an item on this agenda at the end of it. So what we're going to do is move it up, and that's number 15, which is discuss and or approve defendant access Tyler Technologies Agreement, if the Commissioners Court will allow me to do so. All right, come on up. Mr.
Public portals for access to defendants and litigants to provide a way for them to pay court costs, which is generally in tax suits and criminal matters. The portal configuration, payment configuration doesn't work. Tyler Technologies has been putting us off to redo that configuration because they've been, of course, a new solution. It's called Defending That. The agreement that I presented to the court before this meeting, it's a professional service agreement.
Yeah.
It would allow both Nicole and I's offices to enter the agreement along with the 4JP. The advantage for the Justice of the Peace offices, of course, is to collect traffic fine on criminal matter court. So basically, this would cover all 6 offices if Nicole chose to do it. It's elected. If the justice office, the judge doesn't want to do it, or clerk doesn't want to do it, it's not just kind of an umbrella agreement. It's an amendment to our current Tyler Technologies contractual agreement with all of the software we use, because of obviously they're going to extract data from our case management system. In any event, it's completely elected. It's no cost to the county. They make their revenue from convenience fees because they're in partnership with Chase Payment Tech and Twilio and sorts of.
Any idea what kind of payment fees they're up to nowadays? I know that stuff always goes up.
It's like 3%.
Oh, wow.
It's awful.
Yeah, pay in person is the normal X story.
The huge advantage to this is really twofold. It allows payments to be made online, and it integrates automatically into our case management system. So all we have to do is accept the batch payment. It posts to each individual case. What the people are seeing forward is exactly what's due in court costs. For those litigants that are on probation, paying their court cost fines and fees through adult probation, it would preclude them from paying us in error. So we are routinely having to refund erroneous payments that are made directly to the court, because by agreement from their judgment sentence, they have to pay through probation. So it would just take a lot of unnecessary inefficient work off of our desk to deploy this application.
Okay.
Completely web-based.
Any idea on roll go live dates, or I mean, how long are we talking about? I know Tyler gets backed up, so it could be a year. I don't know. I'm not opposed to this deal. I'm just curious.
That's not unrealistic.
Yeah. But okay, I don't have issues with the idea. I don't have issues with the product. Obviously, I just the general public, just because we signed an agreement with Tyler Technologies does not mean they're going to live up to it anytime soon, unfortunately.
I mean, I think for our purpose, because, and the JPs, because we're already integrated with Portal, this is a pretty easy transition.
Agreed.
It's just data extraction
Okay.
for the most part. I think it will be very useful, particularly those defendants that are on payment plans, felons that are paroled. When they come back, they enter into formal payment agreements with the courts. It'll really help with that uniform collection, make it a lot easier for them. Philip, you have anything else?
Well, I was just gonna ask, is this an annual subscription?
No.
It's a one-time purchase?
I think it's a one-time agreement for us, because we don't renew our current portal agreement every year. It's under the umbrella of our entire Tyler contract.
So, and again, this is not something we're out of pocket any money for at the county level.
No, they're charging a gross convenience fee
Okay,
on the back end.
good deal. All right, commissioners, questions about this? Concerns?
David, do you have anything?
You gave it the old thumbs up. You're good. Yeah, Roman Coliseum right here. I got a thumbs up. Suddenly there's all kinds of motions around here. All right. All right. Yeah, understood. We have a motion from Commissioner Hawkins, a second. Somewhere in this general vicinity, pick your favorite. All right, in which case, any further discussion regarding this? Again, I think this is a good idea. I believe it creates better access to the courts. Know that we always strive to do that, but also understand the general public, those listening at home, that once we sign this, it's kind of out of our hands. Hopefully it takes place as soon as possible, but sometimes it doesn't.
The other thing too is that, while they offer Visa, MasterCard, Discover, there's also a separate agreement. It's a different PSA agreement for American Express. I don't intend to execute that, but if any of the other judges' offices, or the JP courts would like to do that. If the court agrees to all of the payment methods, then each office holder then can elect to take what they'd like.
Okay, good deal. All right.
That's something we could add in
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good deal.
American Express, the challenge with them is a settlement. It's not next day where the others are. It's sometimes 2 to 3 days on settlement. And that's why even with our current agreement with Point Pay and Tyler.
So, on there, I think that was, if we were able to collect a large restitution from the.
True.
Not for.
Right.
Okay.
And that's something we can look at going forward. I mean, Tyler's idea is that if you have to wait more than 2 days, then they kind of waiting for American Express.
Okay.
So I mean, I'll definitely ask them to get more information. But
All right.
thank you.
If that's fair, call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right. Here's a signed copy of that. I don't know. There's 2 spots to put email address in, and I did not put my email address in because I want to make sure I go to the right person. All right, we're going to go back to the front of our agenda here on page 1. Thank you for that deviation from the normal. And what we have the first 2 court orders is a mistake. We were to hold a public hearing on entering into an abatement agreement with Hunter Energy Storage. The problem is we're supposed to hold a public hearing in regards to reinvestment zone. So we're not going to be able to take action on this today. It's not properly posted and I won't allow it without proper notice. So we will bring this back. We've circled up with Mr. Dixon, our attorney, already what needs to happen. And we will be back on this one. So again, forgive the court for its blunder on this, but when we find that there's a mistake, we admit it, we try to correct it, and we move forward. So that means items 1 and 2 are off the agenda, and we will not be taking action. We're going to move on to item number 3, which is discussing employee wage status changes for this date. You can find that in your packets, commissioners. You'll see wage status changes. Mr. Jacob Wyatt at the sheriff's office has moved up a promotion. Congratulations, Mr. Wyatt. He got his specialized skills for armed jailer, which good. Some folks that have moved on to greener pastures, Caleb Pommels at the sheriff's office is gone. Then our new hires, this is my favorite part here. The Kenneth Reeves at the sheriff's office is a new hire. Welcome aboard, Mr. Reeves. He's going to be an instructor with us. Rocio Mendoza, you may have seen her here around the courthouse. She's our new maintenance person, janitorial staff here at the courthouse. Very, very nice young lady. Welcome aboard. Marcus Aldridge at the Hill County Community Supervision's Directions. Welcome aboard, Mr. Aldridge. Kate Haygood in the district clerk's office and part-time. Wonderful. Good deal. Welcome aboard, Mr. Haywood. And then Jerry Chipwood is new hire. All right. Did he work for us before? I thought I'd.
Chief of one of the highest cities that we're starting.
That's right.
And.
Sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side.
Yes.
We respond to that. Okay, wonderful. All right, in which case, those are the wage and status changes for this date. Motion and second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, the noes no. We're going to move along. Number 4 is discussing actually monthly bank balances for the month ending May 2024. We have before us the documents that you find in your packet. And it shows that we had a total cash position opening of $6,970,706.73 and a closing balance of $6,412,573.15. As you can see upon public record, I won't read them all out loud, but all the different bank accounts that we run, this is for public inspection, and we do make it where folks can see it, what we're doing with tax dollars. So that is the monthly bank balances for May of 24.
Make a motion approved.
Second. A motion, a second to approve. Any questions regarding the monthly bank balances for month ending May 2024? Hearing no questions, I'll call it. Hearing no, you know what? I'll call the question. How about that? I confused myself. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Whoo, man, I'll tell you what, you out-talk yourself. That's not a good thing. Number 5 is discussing or approve bonds. We have some bonds here today. Philip Contrell, we definitely need that one signed as soon as possible. Not because anything bad, it's going leaving. Yeah, no, we got to approve it now. Yeah, no, it's not. You've done what you need to do. Now it's up for us to do it. But, we're good. So that's Phillips bond, and make sure that's all here. The next one we have before us is going to be Christy Goodspeed over with the JP2's office right across the hall there. So we're glad to have that. Make sure that all the paperwork is there. Mrs. Jennifer Bonds with JP2 also has hers in. And those are the bonds for the state.
Second.
Motion is second to approve aforementioned bonds as presented. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. There are the bonds, my friend. We move on at this time to item number 6, and that is number 6 is discussion action replat of the Merrill subdivision. Merrill subdivision. The coffee over there is a one lot kind of thing. If you'll see this real quick, it's previously gone through our development committee as per the county's rules. You can see that it's laid out. This is your vicinity map. It's up in your neck of the woods. This is going to be basically, here we go. Here we are, all the letters to serve, all that, the Hillco. Okay, so we've got that. The taxes are paid up. That's wonderful. Always good. And yep, zero balance, one more zero balance. Hopefully we got it. Good deal. So we've got the taxes are paid. This has been recommended development for this replat. And just to show you what it's going to do, this one lot replat there it is basically redrawing this. So this is off of Hill County Road 1241. Yeah, there we go. There's setbacks. You can see everything goes the way it should. So. That's what I'm asking you. My understanding is yes, it's definitely not in the floodplain or we couldn't approve it. But outside of that, we've learned that the floodplain. Yeah, we learned the floodplain exactly and everything nowadays. So I have not been to this location. My understanding is it's suitable, but again, I have not physically been there. But it is recommended for approval from the development committee. So if you want to see the area map, here's kind of the general area you're in right here. This here's 1241 or 1241 where it comes out. You see where it does a loop around. It's south 1713. It's right there. That's up on that bluff. So any questions or discussion regarding? Yes, ma'am, Ms. Howell?
What are they gonna do with the property? It's what they plans.
We don't have a clue, ma'am. Government shouldn't be involved in telling you what to do with your home. This person's just replatting existing subdivision, so it's like 1 4-acre lot they're making out of additional. See, I really don't know. We always go with the base assumption someone's going to build a residence on it, so we require under our subdivision rules that they have service to water, service of electricity. That water service is actually getting pretty tricky nowadays. And then we want to make sure they're not somebody doing something unscrupulous like building in a floodplain or something like that. So, okay. All right. There you go. All right. Is there any further questions? I'll entertain a motion one way or the other. Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve replat of Merrill subdivision as presented and approved previously by the development committee. Is there any further discussion on the replat? But you know what? Before I do that, make sure we're gonna, yeah, I don't know why I'm putting it away. We're gonna have to sign it. So I call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Gentlemen, there's 2 sets of plats here. One is 2 first pages and 2 second pages. And what I'm going to do is affix my signature at where it says county judge. If you guys would do the same as we pass it around, this will absolve you of Mrs. Paula chasing you down at a later date and finding you for your signatures. All right. Do we call it? Okay, well, I'm gonna call the vote then. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Number 7, discuss and/or action to proclaim the month of June 2024 to be Elder Abuse Awareness Month. We have before us a proclamation is whereas older adults and people with disabilities of diverse backgrounds contribute to the well-being of this city by working, caregiving, volunteering, and actively preserving customs, rituals, and tradition. And whereas as we age, we build momentum by accumulating knowledge, experience, insight, and wisdom that can be shared to enrich our community. And whereas the abuse of older adults and people with disabilities is a community concern affecting thousands of people across Texas. Whereas the abuse against older adults and people with disabilities is grossly underreported because of social stigma, embarrassment, and fear. Whereas there were 120,069 reports of abuse of older adults and peoples with disabilities in Texas in 2023. And whereas adult abuse affects men and women of all income and ability levels, all cultural and ethnic backgrounds, and in all communities. And whereas elder abuse is everyone's business, and it's important to strengthen our efforts to prevent, report, and address elder abuse. Now, therefore, I, Judge Justin Lewis of Hill County, in recognition do hereby proclaim the month of June 2024 to be Elder Abuse Awareness Month in Hill County, and urge all residents to work together to reduce the abuse and neglect of older adults and folks with disabilities. So I will make a motion to approve the proclamation for Elder Abuse Awareness. Motion and a second.
That includes one.
I don't think you could, I don't know that it's technically legal. You can abuse him. I'm not, I've seen what you guys do to him, but I'm not,
Is that abuse?
I don't think
The definition.
he's not the 70th. No, I don't think so.
We're good.
Oh, man. Clearly, he's not part of the problem. Yeah.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Number 8 is observe and record Hill County CPS Board Treasurer's Report for May 2024. We have before us the Treasurer's Report, better known as Child Welfare Board of Hill County. We have Hill County funds that are going in here. So their assets currently stand at $4,889.53. Total equities and liability are the same amount. They had income of public donations of $430 in May of 24. They allocated $600 for clothing allowance, emergency clothing of $270.79. And the total expense for May of 2024 was $850.90. So I thank you for the report. I make a motion, we observe and record the Hill County CPS Treasurer's Report.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, any abstentions, motion shall carry. Number 9, it's budget time, so it's that time of year, and it's discuss and or approve on requesting for proposals for ANCO. That's our insurance broker, Anderson Insurance, they go by ANCO, to go out for bid on group medical, dental, vision, basic life, and AD&D, accidental death and disability, voluntary life and cancer, hospital indemnity, emergency transportation, whole life, MERP, Premium Saver, Telemed, Cobra Insurance Program for October 1, 2024, September 30th, 2025. So if you saw in your packets, there was a request for proposals that's been put together. I want to thank Rachel for getting this together for us. It's the request that we'll be sending out, or actually ANCO will be sending out on the county's behalf. We'll make sure that it gets properly published and posted to our paper, but we're going to use our brokers to get it out to the actual providers of these services. So you can kind of see how we've got it broken out, how the claims broke out. And then, of course, the minimum requirements, page 8 shows a quoted medical plan option in the form that we'd like to see it in. So that is the request for proposals. Thoughts?
Second motion.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on the request for proposals for basically health insurance and everything goes along with it? If not, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, any abstentions, motion carries. All right, I'll pass this around. Yes, ma'am. Please, I love that clarification up front. Thanks for bringing it up. Yes, if you would please on this handle the paper and the website. If you need any assistance, please let us know. But thank you if you'll be the responsible party for that. Appreciate that very much. Okay. Number 10 is discuss and approve renewal of the Law Enforcement Support Office application. This is the LESO application for participation that we have to do just about every year for the sheriff's office. It's fairly straightforward. It's no different than what we've done in years past. This allows us access to certain government programs, government equipment. It's not often that we take advantage of it because quite frankly, a lot of the times what they offer is not something we need. We don't need tracked vehicles. We don't need tracked vehicles. But that being said, there are things that occasionally come up and it's quite the cost savings for the taxpayer if we can acquire those necessary tools from them. So any changes from the previous year, Chief?
No, sir. That's right.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain everything was there. Yeah.
But it is. buildings that like use for classrooms. There's a bunch of different things we can do.
Okay, good deal. All right, well, any questions from the commissioners regarding the LESO application form? We have a motion from Commissioner Holcomb, a second from Commissioner Hawkins. Any further discussion regarding the law enforcement support office grant application? Hearing none, I call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. That coffee was a lot better when it was hot. Whew, that's terrible. All right, so that passes with no problems. So we're going to move along here to number 11. Discuss an action accepting bid for a used 2-ton dually flatbed pickup for Hill County Commissioner Precinct 1. What do you have for us?
Well, we've been out to bid and had one bid come back from Jeff England Motor Company.
Does it satisfy your needs? Is this what you did?
Absolutely, it's exactly what we were looking for.
Okay,
And I'll make a motion to accept the bid.
okay. And so that bid was from Jeff England
Jeff England Motor Company.
Motor Company, and what was the amount? As 49,995. Okay, I'm glad we went out for bid. So, second. All right, motion and a second to approve a bid from Jeff England Motor Company, which is in the public record here if anybody wants to look at it later. An amount of $4,995 for a 2018 Ford F-550. I bet that thing's going to ride like a buckboard wagon.
Oh, it does, like a.
I understand the need for big equipment, though. I don't know. I didn't know.
What'd you say?
So is it sitting outside?
Yes, it is. My truck is next for going to the shop. Got 7 emissions codes that it's really.
The joy of electronics.
It died.
All right. Which case then, anything further on this? If not, I'll call the question.
Go ahead and pay for it if we don't.
Thank you. Yes. So under the same deal, since we're going to go ahead and accept the bid for this, I would say under the line item of accepting this bid, we also instruct the court to make a payment to Jeff England Motor Company in the amount of $49,995 for the cost to cover this. Okay, make the motion second. Ms. Holly, do you have something you want to add?
I just threw it out there. I guess I like to bargain shop. So right now is the period for negotiations maybe. And is there gonna be an extended warranty and how long will that be?
No,
No.
the truck is as is where it is. It's got 61,000 miles on it. Our mechanics went through it and it's a good shape.
Yeah, we're buying used, trying to save money on county dollars.
It's just barely broken.
Two different motions under the same item. So one was to accept the bids, and the second one's to pay for it. As Susan rightly pointed out, we need to make sure we do that. If we don't pay for it, they're gonna get mad at us, I think. Yeah. That's what you want in the paper is your truck getting repoed in the county, yeah. All right, in which case, we have a motion and a second to approve payment of $49,995 to Jeff England Motor Company for the aforementioned 2018 Ford F-550. Anything further? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, the motion shall carry. Thank you very much for catching that, Mrs. Swelling. Number 12, discuss an action on certificate or certification of revenue, not certificate of revenue, certification of revenue. This actually goes with that underneath. That's part of that narrow subdivision before I get lost. You'll see before we have certification of revenues today. And we have financed 2 constable vehicles in November of 2023, the beginning of this fiscal year from government capital, the amount of $118,535. The financing has not been previously budgeted or anticipated. So Hill County may adopt a special budget for the expenditure. I, as county judge, request that the total funds be budgeted back in the capital outlay for precinct number 2 and precinct number 3. Those are the constables precincts in which we bought those vehicles at the beginning of the year, if you guys remember. And there's a budget amendment prepared on this. So the first order of business is certification of that revenue. And the second order of business is going to be the budget amendments that will go with it. So if you can see, Mrs. Swilling has prepared all these. We missed you. We missed you so much. Appreciate the good paperwork. So that's what we've got in front of us today. And then, of course, there's also a budget amendment for the IT department. We'll get that when we get to the budget amendment portions. So right now, what I'm asking for is certification of the finance money, the $118,535 that had not been previously budgeted or anticipated. And I'll make a motion to approve that certification of revenue. Motion and a second to approve certification revenue. Any questions regarding the certification of the aforementioned revenue? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, any abstentions, the motion carries. And that moves us on to 13, which is our budget amendment. So at this time, what we just previously talked about, that aforementioned certification of revenue, we're going to equally split it between Constable 2 and Constable 3. The next budget amendments is going to be in the IT department. We're going to subtract an amount of 17,000 out of the capital outlay, and we're going to move it to contract services. It's a net change in the budget that is a zero net change, just moving one line to the other to cover a cost of a program that we're going to, what if you want to tell them about it?
Correct, Judge. The on-base application, it's an older document management system that we are trying to make go away. And so this is gonna help to pay for an outside entity. You know, we're basically hiring some contractors to extract all the data out of this. And it's a one-time.
Cool. Thank you, sir. The next budget amendment we have before us is FM Lateral Road Precinct 3. We're going to take 74,000 out of road and bridge infrastructure and put that 74,000 into the 7103-2305 line, which is the contract services line. And those are the budget amendments as presented today.
Can I make a point?
Yeah, by all means, make a point.
We had planned on roads, bridges, but as Mr. Crumpton said, the other is extremely busy. Get it done before October 1. So we decided we'd move some money and also rock. So
You don't have to do one or the other, I imagine. So, gotcha. Appreciate you letting us know that. All right, anything further on these budget amendments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve the aforementioned budget amendments for Constable 2, Constable 3, IT, and Hill County Precinct number 3. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I've talked with some of the other commissioners and they have some other needs, but these were the only ones I really could get together for today. So I hope the next board will take care of what's next.
That's fine with us. And if for any reason you're time crunched and need a special court, let us know and we can do that as well. So, all right, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Gentlemen, I'm going to attach my signature to these 3 pages. If you guys would be so kind to do the same for us. All right, so that takes us down to number 14, which is discuss an action on contract for LiveScan with HID Global for the Hill County Jail. LiveScan is our fingerprint device. Obviously, we want that thing to work. The current one is, as I understand it, end of life at this point. So it's time to make some upgrades. Is that's, I was listening.
Correct, we're gonna replace this computer and the actual fingerprint scanning machine itself is not in the life, but this will renew the maintenance contract.
Gotcha.
Right now, I'm support on that, so we, I think it's $250 an hour, we had a call for support.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So we've got this $5,313.60 budgeted.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. We're good to go then. All right. Do we have a motion we have a motion and a second to approve a contract for LiveScan machine with HID Global for the Hill County Jail. Any further questions regarding this? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry unanimously. There we go. Date 6/11/2024. There we go. They don't have to hunt me down for that one. Okay, and the last item on our agenda today is number 16, and it's discuss and approve donations from Alex and Amanda Almanza, forgive me, for 1,500, Bobby Reynolds for 2,000, James and Crystal Stallings for 2,000, Justin and Rachel Crompton for 4,000, Daniel and Tammy Clompton for 1,000, Todd Nelson for 3,000, Adrian and Jennifer Lucatero Rodriguez for 5,000, Moises and Elena Alvarez for 5,000, and John Turner for 3,000 to be used for a road construction on Hill County Road 1414 in Hill County Commissioner Precinct number 1.
Yes, sir.
So
From 934 north, 1.9 miles. If you'll recall, 2 months ago, it's been longer than that, 6 months ago. We brought $20,000 in and contributed to the same project from Ben Carr.
Oh, okay.
And this finishes out that 1.9 miles. And those checks are in my hand and I'm place them in the treasurer's hand so she can get them deposited.
Okay.
I want the complete record of this. The only difference is one of the checks is the Clompton, Justin and Rachel Clompton and Daniel and Tammy Clompton have combined their payments into one check.
That's fine, okay.
So just make sure we record that in accordance with the agenda.
Okay.
But I make a motion to accept these, and I've got this on the schedule. I've met with all the material suppliers, and Larry and I need to get together because there'll be a joint effort with his team. Don't shake your head.
That'll be later this summer, guys.
Yes.
Unless you're gonna put pontoons on the laydown machine, I don't see doing it anytime soon.
Larry's got 7 miles he needs to do, and we're gonna try to schedule that. I've got,
Appreciate you guys working together.
But this one and the other project coming off of where we stopped chip sealing last year down 267 and 1414. I've got one, a little over 3 miles.
Oh, I know 1414 is a pretty major thoroughfare through that part of the world, so.
I've got about 10 miles of chip seal roads. It's 3-4 years old that the ice had got under during January. I've got to try to get redone this summer.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that,
we're gonna be stranded.
I imagine, as soon as it gets dry, I know it's gonna be all hands on deck. So, okay, well, that is the motion from you to accept. Is there a second from Commissioner Hawkins? Is there any further discussion on the donation? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, any abstentions? Motion carries.
Make a motion adjourn.
Motion, second from Mr. Hawkins. We stand adjourned. Thank you very much for your